We talked about the effect of the spreading plain on mythology, this plain clearly bounded by a circular horizon with that great blue dome of an exalting heaven above, hawks and eagles hovering, the blazing sun passing, the night moon rising. And I can see the effect on people's stories of that. But what about the people who lived in the dense foliage of the jungle?
Total transformation of environment and of psychology and everything else.
No horizon?
No horizon.
No dome of the sky?
No dome of the sky. A lot of birds up there, and a heavy vegetation underneath with scorpions and poisonous serpents. And in between, distances of trees, trees, trees. No sense of perspective. Colin Turnbull tells us a marvelous story of bringing a pygmy out of the forest. He brings this pygmy who'd never been out of the jungle onto a mountain top, and suddenly they come over the hill, and there's an extensive plain out there, and the poor little fellow was utterly terrified. Had no way of judging perspective and distance. He thought that the animals grazing on the plain out there were so small that they were ants, that they were just across the way, and so forth, and just totally baffled, he rushes back into the forest. You have a different mythology there. You have a different relationship to the hunt and everything else. The forest is home. You are at home in the forest, where you and I would be perhaps ill at ease. Thinking what's behind that tree and all this kind of thing. The sense of the beautiful, simple delight in their forest, and their deity is the master of the forest master.
And what impresses me is that these people, the hunters and the searchers for the roots and for the berries, they're participating in their landscape. They are part of that world.
Absolutely.
And it becomes sacred to them. Place becomes sacred.
Every feature of it does.
We moderns are stripping the world of its natural revelations of nature.
Know it.
I think of that, you remember that wonderful pygmy legend of the little boy who finds the song of the most beautiful, the bird of the most beautiful song in the forest?
And he brings it home, doesn't he? And he asks his father to bring food for the bird, and the father doesn't want to feed only a bird. And one time, the father kills the bird, and when he killed the bird, he killed his own life, and he died.
That's it. And the legend says the man killed the bird, and with the bird he killed the song, and with the song himself. I mean, isn't that a story about what happens when human beings destroy their environment? Destroy their world, destroy nature and the revelation of nature.
Destroy their own nature.
Human nature, too. They kill the song.
Kill the song.
And isn't mythology the story of the song?
Mythology is the song. It's the flight of the imagination inspired by the energies of the body and in its life.
What happened as human beings turned from the hunting of animals to the planting of seeds? What happened to the mythic imagination?
Well, I try to think of it this way. An animal, as I think I've said before, is sort of a total entity. And when you kill that animal is dead. But when you cut down a plant, new sprouts come out. Pruning is, you know, helpful to a plant. Also in forests, where a good deal of the origination of myth is to be recognized, out of rot comes life. Even in these forests here of the beautiful redwoods. I was in a wonderful forest right near Mendocino, and there are some great stumps from enormous trees that were cut down some decades and decades ago. And out of them are coming these bright new little children who are part of the same plant. So there's a sense of death as not death somehow, that death is required for new, fresh life and so on. And the individual isn't quite an individual. He is a member of a plant. Jesus uses the term, you know, where he says, I am the vine and you are the branches. That vineyard idea is a totally different one from the separate entity of the animal.
And this makes a difference on the stories you tell
the
about...
whole feeling about what life is.